Am I gone? Oh, I'm on. Alright, I'm on. I don't know if I want to make this video. Because I usually try to hedge my bets on things I say online. Yeah, right. No, but in a way I do. Because I don't really want to commit to something fully that I can get caught flat-footed with. Or have to friggin', backpedal. No, I usually on solid ground on things I say that I believe. But I'm conflicted on something, and I guess society tells me for all the wrong reasons. Well, if you're liberal, or even not, I guess what I'm saying can't exactly be considered a conservative view either. From Christ, what am I saying? I'm talking about the Milo Yiannopoulos uh, statement he made on the young peasants, Georgian peasants, uh, that he was a 13 or 14-year-old boy, and that was a distinction between him and like a prepubescent child about having sex and support and understanding from a priest. And I'm watching the drunken peasants people just going, shit. And am I the freaking last person to defend not only pedo priests, but goddamn freaking homosexuality in itself? Yes! I'm, except for a few issues, I'm pretty much anti-gay. I'm just straight out anti-gay. Of course, some things, for other reasons, could be interpreted as pro-gay, but I consider it pro-rights. It's just that the situation is that it's to do with sexuality. There's positive, I talked about negative and positive rights before, and there are situations where I support individuals on issues of race, gender, and sexuality. I'm not supporting those special rights. I'm not going to get into race and colorblind society, but basically, I don't support any of those three just for on themselves. I guess you could say I'm a small government when it comes to social issues. The more minimal, the better. Especially about things that I find are a bunch of horse shit. Black Lives Matter, wage gap, freaking gay rights, things like that. And it's like, at the same time though, when it comes to every individual citizen, and to a lesser extent, and I make this distinction myself, of a person having human suffrage in our country, I'm talking about America, and even in the West, but I'm talking about America. Canada and Europe, good luck. You're already lost. But the thing is that I support things that could be considered mm, pro-gay or pro-woman or that, but only because it intersects with issues of individualism, of liberty, freedom, and justice for the individual. And there's times when that's being denied. Now, to get back to Milo Yiannopoulos and what he said, um, well, I always felt that this is my view that maybe society needs something like teen laws. Teen laws would be like 13-year-olds, and I know here's where I get nailed, would be considered legal adults. Not just consent, not just military, not just voting, not just driving, just everything that's 18 would be 13. Or 18 5 years sooner. You know, and an 18-year-old is not a 17-year-old, but you might as well just go down to 16, 15, 14, 13. When you're a teen, from 13 to 19, you should be considered a legal adult. And you should get education vouchers, actually through your whole life, limited free education, and be able to go to college, drive, vote, drink, do drugs, do pot, don't do drugs. Freaking. But then you start getting into issues like, well, can they join the military? Can they freaking, can they smoke cigarettes? Can they, will they be able to move somewhere and do porn? Will they be able to leave the state or the country? You know, like a legal adult can, but I guess a child can't without an adult. I'm not sure about that part, how that works. So I don't know. But, that's just ripe for abuse. Heck, 18-year-olds or persons at any age, even early 20s, are ripe for abuse. You see these young 21-year-olds or 20-year-olds, these new interns or college freshmen and stuff, they don't know shit. They know enough to know that they freaking, had all these big plans in high school, if they did. But in a way, they're just, some of them are just children in the head, And yet other people are like 13 or 14, they got everything together. I've heard of 9-year-olds that fly planes and drive tractors, Christ's sakes. Oh, and guns. Let's not forget guns for legal adulthood. Young hunters and stuff like that. Well, then you got the freaking guy with the freaking trying to teach his he was a gun instructor, and they had a 9-year-old out there shooting a fucking Uzi, and they freaking kicked up and freaking went right past and killed him. So that's a gun issue. Children and guns. I guess Luke Skywalker's out there bagging swamp rats or some shit. But anyway, about Milo. He made the point that he was glad there was somebody for him to educate him, to keep him safe and to genuinely support him. Now, obviously, I don't support pedophilia. And I sure as hell don't support adult. Okay, the language is so bad here. I want to say adult, young adult. But let's not call freaking people freaking past puberty children anymore. That's stupid. Well, until you go out and look at a 13-year-old, and you're like, some 13-year-olds look 25. Some 13-year-olds look 6, or 8. It doesn't do anything for me. Hell, freaking young 20-year-olds look freaking young to me now. Christ. I watch old shows. Sorry to get off track again, but, I'm so ADD. But I watch old shows, and the people that were freaking, they were old. Now they're young. And they look good. Really repulsive. Oh, fucking yeah. Some of these old ladies start looking good now. You always stay at your right age. Just the world shifts around you. That's the experience I had when I was young. I was a wild child. I was out smoking and drinking and driving and banging and, tricking and everything else, dealing. I don't give a shit. I was a little rocker. A friggin' rock and roller. Heavy metalist. Well, I was a stoner. Hey, wow, this is groovy, let's do that. Yeah, hanging out with fucking hardcore cholos and shit. Only in my hood. As an adult, looked out like a child. I almost want to ask my parents, that they're not with me anymore, but what were you thinking, And then again, I know the answer is freaking, you hate to get that age where you swear you're going to be true to yourself as a child, and then all of a sudden you look at yourself as an adult, as a child, as an adult, and you're like, oh, I finally reached that age where I betrayed myself. And that's what I'm getting at, is I think there is a distinction. I agree with Milo on one thing, not the homosexuality, sure not the damn priest, but there is a distinction between, I think he had one thing right, is that you, 13 or 14, you become sexually self-aware. Well, as aware as some, or any 13 or 14-year-old is, but so that's why I think there should be like child laws. I mean, not child laws, teen laws to protect freaking the transition between 13 and 19. And when you're 20, you're legal age for anything. Fully unrestricted. Give it a year and you can go into any bar at 21. I don't see why they'd have to go through changing all the signs. But I believe his point was clear. Even though I don't agree with the priest, who's a position of authority, shouldn't be abusing it, and of course the religious aspect, but there should be a transition period. I don't know. I'm conflicted because I agree with him. I just don't agree with him about the homosexuality part. And no, I'm not going to move to Mormon and marry 2 freaking 13-year-olds. It's confusing. It's just confusing. That's all I'm saying.